Hi, so this is part B for applying the Chatelier's principal lab. This time, for this part, I've got two test tubes set up, and I've got two sets of these. The first one, and you'll see they're labeled. The first one has potassium chromate in it. Okay, and it's going to be a yellow color. You'll see that. This looks like this. It's yellow to start. Okay. The second one, the one on the right, has potassium dichromate. And this one is a red color, kind of an orange color maybe. So since they both have potassium, the potassium has no part in that. That can't change at all, really. But with the chromate and the dichromate, what they can do is they can change into each other. So we will know if chromate turns into dichromate because it will turn red. We will know that if it's dichromate and it turns into chromate, it will turn yellow. So we can tell which way it shifts based on the color. So we're going to add different substances and see what happens. So the two things I'm going to add one at a time are sodium hydroxide, so a base, and hydrochloric acid. So first we're going to add our sodium hydroxide. Get the best view. Okay, so I'm looking at these two right here. All right, I'm going to add the sodium hydroxide, the NaOH, 1 drop at a time until we see a color change or it's very clear that no color change is going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to take my NaOH and I'm going to start with my potassium chromate. I'm going to add 1 drop at a time. We're looking to see if it turns orange. Doesn't look like there's going to be any change there. We've added a decent amount. Okay, so it doesn't look like the sodium hydroxide does anything to the potassium chromate. Let's see if it does anything to our potassium dichromate. We're looking for a change to yellow. You can start to see it right away. And it changes this one to yellow. So this is turning into potassium chromate. All right, that's probably good. Okay, so you can see now they're about the same. We're very similar. All right, so, right, the sodium hydroxide, the base, did nothing to this. So base has no effect on this, stays yellow, and it turns this one yellow. So the base has something to do with shifting it towards this one. All right, so let's do the same thing. I've got the 2 to start again. I've got another set right here. Okay, same order, but this time I'm going to add acid. So let's see if the acid does anything or what it does to the potassium chromate. Do the same thing, we're going to add 1 drop at a time. You can see right away. You see that? It's getting darker, more orangey. So this is shifting and turning into potassium dichromate. It's not quite as dark, but it is shifting definitely. Okay, right? Different from the initial. Okay, let's see if it does anything to our potassium dichromate. If it was turning that one into dichromate, we would probably predict that this would have no change. Okay, which is the case. All right, so base, sodium hydroxide, made this change yellow, made it shift this way. Acid made this one shift this way. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at a change from this to this. Okay, So this is, right, this is our yellow. This is our orange. So the way this would happen is there has to be a hydrogen on this side, and there'd have to be water on this side for this shift to happen. So you're going to need this for your analysis. You see that, hopefully. All right, but you're going to need to balance this, and I'm going to let you do that. So these are the factors you're going to need. So when you add the sodium hydroxide, it pulls these away, turns them into water. So adding NaOH removes this. Okay, the H plus goes with the OH minus to make it water. So then this would, I won't tell you everything. When you add the hydrochloric acid, the HCl, you're increasing this. You're increasing your H plus concentration. So it's going to do the opposite. All right. And I'm going to show you the next part of part A. If I go back to part A, right, I put the crystal in the solution, right? And when it was at room temperature, it didn't dissolve at all. And when I cooled it down, I drip on my computer, you can see it crystallized, which is really cool. So what it did was it took all the excess that was, or it took all the stuff that was dissolved at room temperature, and when it's colder, it did not dissolve, and that little seed crystal helped pull it out of solution. So we've got stuff that is not dissolved anymore. So now I'm gonna let it sit and see if it warms up at room temperature, see what it looks like after that. So we'll come back and check that after the next video.